uncovering hidden truths in a tangled web of deception and forgotten evidence. Is this case still open, and will Jenn Soto finally be arrested? Stay tuned for updates as they come. We have the inside info in the Madeline Soto case.
To break down a case and to find out where the deception is.
And then critical finding number 4, the forgotten search mission. I had completely forgotten about him wanting to take the drive, or that he actually did it. And it wasn't confirmed to me until the following day, where agents came to the house and we sat in the car for a good amount of time. And I noticed the chair has adjusted. Well, the chair doesn't adjust itself in a similar way to the gun went off. That's passive language. So she can't forget the partner searching for the missing child. And in fact, I believe that she was against him going to search for Madeline.
Well, here's the thing, Shorty Pie. That's what's happening right now. I read the messages to you guys, and Stephan Sterns also said he wishes he would have said something. His lawyer said don't speak, and Jenn lawyered up. He tried to get a deposition from Jenn, and she refused and lawyered up. So that's what's happening now. No matter what he's lying about, he's connecting the dots, and he's willing to talk to law enforcement about Jenn's culpability now and what it was then. All right, did they forget a lot of facts, or are there a lot of people? Did they forget a lot of facts? No, there's a lot of facts that they weren't looking at, Nancy Jean. Just straight up not looking at it. All right, I want to go. Okay, let's go on. I want you guys see her. Okay, I'm visual, so I need to look at this for a second. Come on.
As adjusted. Chairs don't adjust themselves.
No,
we'll run through them after the interview, which won't be too long. So we're only playing a short section.
I'm waiting. Wait for about an hour and 10 minutes. 4:04, the bell rings, and I'm waiting. I'm the first in line. And she doesn't come out.
You were in your car?
I was in my car, in the car line, yeah. At this point, it's been a few minutes. She should have been out by now, because she's usually one of the first kids out. She knows I'm the front line. And I'm holding up the line behind me because there's kids.
She's talking about collecting Madeline from school.
Getting in the cars behind, and they're all waiting. They can't get around here, right? So I start calling her, forgetting that I have her phone on me. I had found her phone earlier that morning. She had left it at home. And I brought it with me because she does this often. She does leave her phone.
Where was the phone at the house?
It was on top of the dresser in her bedroom.
Downstairs? I never been in the house.
Downstairs.
Okay.
So, just so you know, I have a 4-bedroom townhouse.
Okay.
The living room has a partition in it, a fake wall kind of thing. That's got her bedroom in it. That's got a bed, a dresser.
All right, so she's explaining to them why they had different rooms, how often Maddie was there. She's trying to frame this around not knowing much. They haven't found the body yet. She's playing dumb with officers and making a lot of lies. Now, I'm not sure what you guys, I was shouting out to all the super stickers, Laura G, Foxy Amazon, Sherlock Holmes, Nat, Dawn, Grandma of 3, Linda, Pepper for 6 months, Claudia. I think I did everybody. I said thank you to everybody. If I missed one, let me know. But Under the Mystic Moon, Moore, Bree, Pam, Marcy, Norma, Clark, I did all that. If I missed you, let me know and I'll read yours. When did Jenn get arrested? I never heard it before. You got to go back and rewind. Jenn Soto has not been arrested, but we are opening the case up to law enforcement. We've given law enforcement new evidence that they verified, and that's where we are. All right. So she's not arrested yet, but that's what we're working on behind the scenes. She's putting together the case. Yes.
And a desk on it. Does she sleep there? No. She'll hang out there. She'll use her computer and hang out there. That's her hangout spot.
I mean, that's a lie right there. There's several pictures that showed her there. I guarantee you that's a huge lie that can easily be debunked. All right. That is a lie. If you saw the CSAM pictures and you saw how many times she was in there. Now, I can't understand why the throw up went from her room to where they said she was in room number 4, other than if she was throwing up everywhere and they had to start cleaning and washing, she might have got moved into there to change her clothes. Maddie had to have changed her clothes that night, or Jenn and Stephan, somebody had to change Maddie's clothes from what she was sleeping in and what she threw up in to what she went to school in the next day or where her body was dumped. All right. So there had to be several areas that are considered the crime scene when you see throw up in one room, and you know that she threw up all over. Yeah, if you guys missed it, Jen, we just heard from Stephan Sterns, and it matches some of the things they've said, as well as we hope it matches toxicology and the autopsy, which police have access to. She threw up that night, and it came out of her nose, out of her mouth. Stephan's saying that he thinks that when he came back, that she had threw up everywhere, and in a sense, it choked her. Again, the hyoid bone, that changes a little bit because I hear that it was kind of a smaller fracture, not a complete break, which would take 60 pounds. But law enforcement will take care of all of that. I don't have access to those case files, but you know who did? Stephan Sterns. All right. Veriscope, what's up? Statement analysis. Are they conveying information or are they using convincing language? Truth generally doesn't need convincing, right? Awesome. Veriscope. All right. Veriscope, you guys go sign up for Veriscope. This person's awesome. They're keeping this in the spotlight. Thank you, Veriscope. I appreciate you. Mom, love you. Good to see you here. Yes, welcome to chat, Veriscope. Everybody needs to go sign up for that channel, whatever. Thomas cares exactly. If she didn't have to throw up on her clothes, she would have had been put new clothes, which is why Jen knew exactly what she was wearing and tried to deflect when Stephan Sterns was asked. Right. Thank you.
But she primarily sleeps with me every night in my bed.
Thank you.
That's because I know the roommates wake up super early in the morning. They're going to be in the kitchen. They're going to wake her up if she's sleeping out in the living room. So I don't.
So your bedroom downstairs, her makeshift bedroom downstairs, guest bedroom upstairs.
Yes. Her dresser, her phone was on her dresser. When I found it, I was like, oh my gosh.
No, he could lie about things in there, not Clementine, but he's sitting behind bars for 21 life sentences. Absolutely. He can try to concoct a little story in his little mind, but it doesn't matter what Stephan Sterns concocts or lies about. Law enforcement is looking at this case again. He's already behind bars. We're not looking at the validity of what Stephan Sterns lied about. You guys can decide for yourself. Veriscope can take Stephan Sterns' words and put them in his generator and say he's lying, but it doesn't matter. What matters is what Jenn Soto evidence she left in her own words and what evidence is there to prove that she did it. All right? Yeah, don't shoot the messenger, man. That's what happens all the time. People are crazy. Ice Blue Roses, thank you so much for the $4.99 super sticker. Hello to everyone from Florida. Thank you. All right, she's just lying here, just straight up lying.
That's great. I brought it with me to the school because I was just gonna yell at her and then just hand it to her so she could have something to do on our way home. 4:10
on her way home.
Around and.
By the way, folks, I love you to death, and I forgot to tell you I love to be transparent, but I can't be that transparent about the case that's behind the scenes. So I've got messages in my email wanting me to discuss what's happening. I cannot tell you. This is actually a case that law enforcement has taken the information that I've given them, and it's not just Stephan Sterns' messages. There's more. They've taken that and they're working on it. I cannot tell you what's happening in the case. I cannot tell you what I sent them. I cannot tell you what they're telling me. I cannot do any of that. I can entertain you guys and put Jen in the spotlight and give you updates, but I cannot give you the information that I have given to law enforcement and what they're working on. I can't do that. And at some point, they might tell me, hey, Jay, you got to stop covering the case. Get it out of the spotlight so we can do our thing. And if they do, and when they do, I'll be happy to back away from it. But right now, they know that I'm putting the spotlight on Jenn Soto to keep the pressure on. All right. That's what I told them. Yeah, I'm not worried about them. I'm very passionate today.
She's still not out. We're 4:09. And then at this point, I'm feeling the pressure from the cars behind me. I'm like, okay, they're all full. They're all waiting for me to leave and she's not here yet. So I take off. And I'm thinking, maybe I missed her. Maybe I forgot to tell her I was picking her up from school today because I don't know if she knew that I wasn't working.
Okay, so we look out for tense in analysis, and she says, and I'm thinking.
That's funny.
as opposed to I thought. It's recognized that she is also fluent in Spanish. However, she does understand and can use correct tenses. So we recognize that she has gone into present tense.
I don't know if she knew problem. So I asked, I don't know if I told her that I was going to get her. So I left thinking maybe she walked. That's pretty close to school.
So here we have the mother stating that she can't remember if Madeline would have been aware if she was picking her up, which seems unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, she would have told her. She would have been in contact. She would have done something. This whole thing is just ludicrous. I don't think that she was at that line early because she wanted to pick up Maddie. I think she absolutely did that to have her alibi, just like the blood work. She did that to have her alibi. She left. Stephan came home. He was doing laundry, taking the dog out. She went, came, they talked. She couldn't tell them what they talked about, but she can remember all this, that she was there. She was there, guys. They saw her on camera waiting and waiting and waiting. Nah, that's not how it goes. And Thomas, you know, because you couldn't talk until the court, until it was over. You weren't allowed to give an interview. What's up, Kimmy Dawn? All right, let's listen to her lie some more.
If I can't pick her up at school, that's where I tell her. I drove the path she would have walked. I didn't see her. I got to the office. And she goes, no, it's a little too early. I said, okay.
I drove the path she would have walked is interesting terminology.